like to demonstrate some of the CPM programs I downloaded from the internet and installed on floppy disk, 8-inch single-sided, single-density floppies. We'll start with the CPM system itself. I'll install that in drive A. I've set the IMSAI 8080 computer address at the start of the disk jockey EEPROM F800 so that it would load the cold bootloader and start CPM. So we just run the program. The disk is accessed and we're greeted with the 48K CPM version 2.2 sign-on message and the drive A ready prompt. Now I found a copy of Microsoft Basic for CPM. This was Bill Gates' first software, and he developed and ran this on an ALTAIR 8800 computer, which was just around the same time as the IMSAI 8080, 1975. So there's history in this program. I'll install this in drive B. I'll move the camera so it's closer to the screen. And I really should extinguish the room lights as well. That should do it. Should make the screen a little bit more readable as well. Okay. So I'll go to drive B, to the directory, and you can see this is MicrosoftBasic.com. So we'll start that up. I have a basic file, sign table, which I will be loading in. So basic is now running in CPM. So I will load sign table.bas, and I'll run this program. And what this program does is it prints the headings, basic sine tables, angle in degrees, angle in radians, and the sine of the angle. So 0 degrees or 0 radians, the sine of those is 0. The sine of 90 degrees or pi divided by 2 radians is 1. The sine of 180 degrees, or pi radians, is 0. This is within the accuracy of single precision mathematics. The sine of 270 degrees, or 3 pi divided by 2, is -1. And the last angle calculated, 360 degrees, or 4 pi, is 0 again. So let's look at the program. I'll list it. And it's very simple. Print the headings, and then the real program is these 3 lines. For I equals 0 to 360, print I, which is the angle in degrees, comma. The next column will be 2 times pi times I, the angle in degrees, divided by 360. So this is the radian angle. and then comma, the last column, the sine of 2 times pi times I in degrees divided by 360. And then line 30, next I, so that the loop will continue 360 times. And that's exactly what it does. It will write another little program. So what I'll do is type new. That clears everything, and we'll start. Let's try this. For I equals 1 to 10, we'll print I, followed by the word hello, and then for j equals 1 to 10, so this is a second loop. So I'm going to do the calculation here. K is equal to k plus 1. And then we will print k. Then next j. And I'll just have a print statement here to start a new line. And next I. And we do need to initialize k, so I'll put that at line 5 outside of the loops. K is equal to 1. So let's list this program. So k equals 1, for I is 1 to 10, print I, hello, and then we'll print k 10 times beside that, and then we'll start a new line, and we'll start I to increment to the next count. So let's run it and see what happens. So you've got 10 hellos, and then for each hello it added 1 to k, which started at 1, so the next one was 2, and went up this way. We can do something even more interesting. We can change line 40 to read k is equal to k times 2. So it's a multiplication. Let's run this, and we get something quite interesting. You got multiples of 2, sort of binary multiplication, and very quickly we get huge numbers. The last number here is 1.26 times exponent plus 30 times 10 to the 30th power. So anyway, it's very easy to write basic programs, and it's working. So I'll take this disk out. Now when you do load BASIC, it loads it right underneath BDOS, so you lose your CCP or control program, the console command processor. So I do need to do a cold boot, which I will do now. And we're back on drive A. So I have here another program that I got from the internet, WordStar by MicroPro, which was the standard word processor. So I'll put that in drive B. Have a look at that. So we'll start WordStar, WS. This word processor was designed for computers and keyboards that did not have arrow keys or any special keys at all. So you had to become very proficient in using the control key on the left side of the keyboard. And by the way, everything lines up now in WordStar as opposed to the previous video, because I found a VT52 emulator, which is this window screen. Looks very nice. So here are the commands for WordStar to change the log drive, or to open a file, a document file, open a non-document file, which you would use for assembly language files like .asm, so you don't add any unusual tab or whatever word processing characters in the file. So a non-document file would be strictly for source code. Anyway, we're going to open a document file, a D. Ask for a name, so I'm going to choose Anthony.doc. And we have a letter here. So let me scroll through this. I'm doing Control X to move the cursor down. Okay, you've got your summary of cursor movements here. So here's an example. Let's try some editing. So Control E goes up. We're in the insert mode. Control V toggles that. So we'll just type a new postal code. Oops. Now Control S goes back, Control G deletes. I really want to take my caps lock off for this. Okay. M, 4S, 1N4. And then I will do a Control G, Control G, Control G. And then Control S to go back. And I'll insert a space. And I have just edited this letter. And you can print this, do spell star on it for spelling errors. Okay. The tabs are set up. If you want to change the tabs, you do a Control I believe. Yeah. So you have your tab controls. You can specify where you want a tab at a column number, or you at the current cursor position you can just set a tab. So I can specify one here. Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Let's set a tab at 61. And see, now there's a tab at 61. You can also change your margins. There's help here available as well. If you do a Control J, and then press M for margins. So you see, this is a word processor that doesn't use windows and doesn't use pull-down menus. You don't need them. Everything is available here. You just have to learn it. So it tells you here how to do margins. Control OL, for example. I'm not sure how to get out of the help. I haven't figured that out, so I'm just going to keep hitting enter or space until I'm out of the help. I tried escape last time, but it didn't do anything, so just have to go through it. Okay, we're out of there. So let's do a Control OL or OR for right margin. Right margin column number. So if I change it from, I guess it's 72. If I change it to 80 or 85, let's try 85. See, it moves it way off to the right now. So if you go to the right, let's see here. Control F goes by words to the right. Okay, let me tab here. Okay, and then the screen moves over. I'm going to delete these characters because I went too far. But the screen moves over because this is where your margin is. Anyway, it's a very large margin. We don't really want it out that far. So, you can see this is a real word processor, and once you learn the commands, it's very powerful and will work very well. So we're finished with this, so Control K gets us back to the main menu. I will abandon the file. Q, I don't want to save this because I've messed it up. And abandon edited version, yes. And we're back to the directory, and X to exit WordStar, and then we're back to drive B's prompt. The other thing I can show you is the assembly language program. I think I better cut this video because if they get too long, they're hard to download. So I will continue this and show how to assemble a file and look at the print file, the hex file, and then how to actually load that into memory and run a COM program.